Hi guys, I've made this video so that I can help you to use BandLab better. It's not the same class that I've recorded on Zoom because I realize that a lot of you all have issues logging in and using BandLab. So this is going to be like a complete instruction about what we did in class and also a little bit before and after. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is what device you should be using. Okay, so ideally, a laptop or a desktop is the perfect thing to use. In case you do not have a laptop or a desktop available and you're using the tablet and the app on the tablet or the browser on your tablet, you can use it, but you won't get all the education features. So, for example, you won't be able to access the class that you are in, and you won't be able to use the assignments, get into the assignments and do them or even submit them to me. Now, if you cannot manage any access to a laptop or a desktop, that's okay. As much as possible, try and follow on your device, on your tablet, or the app or the browser. And later on, if possible, and you do get access to it, then maybe you could just watch this video or watch the videos I post every week of the class, and then go ahead and try and follow it on your laptop or desktop. So during class, what you could do is just try and use it on the app, and then later on, when you have access to it, you could use it the other way. In case even later you do not have any access in your house to a laptop or a desktop, just let me know. I'll see how I can, help you to export your projects and send them to me. Okay. Now, with that being out of the way, how do we log in? A lot of you all have got issues logging in. So, when you type in bandlab.com, just like I've done, this is a page that you get. A lot of you guys go to sign up. So, don't go to sign up or log in. Go directly to the word education on top. There is the education link on top. That's what you need to be clicking on. So, go ahead and click on education, and it should directly log you in. In case it doesn't, let me show you the screen what happens if it doesn't directly log you in. You will get an option page like this: start as a teacher, start as a student. Now, do not click on start as teacher and student. You already made your account, so you do not click on start as a teacher or start as a student. Instead, go to login. Okay. Now, once you get into login, if you have saved your details in your browser, it will automatically autofill it. If you haven't, remember I asked you guys to save your login, your username, and your password, your login details. So this is where you fill it in. Now, for me, luckily, I've got it saved in my browser, so it autofills it. Just click on the word login. So remember, no more starting on teacher and student and then asking for the code, because that will not work anymore. That was just for the first time. So it's going to log in for me now. All right. So once you logged in, this is the screen. You will see the name of your class. Now I've got a teacher's account. So obviously I've got a different view. You can choose whichever class you are in. I can see all the classes that I have created. Let's, for example, take one of these classes. It doesn't matter because all of you will have the same assignments as what it shows right now. So once you open up your class, you will have your first assignment that is shown. It's called Project One Functions. You can either click show more and see all the things that you're supposed to learn. And below this, you have show attachments. Okay. So make sure that you click on show attachments. It will show you basic songs 1.pdf. This is a PDF document you need to refer to every class. So go ahead and hit download. It'll ask you to save, or it automatically saves it. I'm not going to save it because I already have it saved on my desktop. I've got it saved on my device, so I don't need to save it once more. But make sure you download and keep a copy of it for easy reference later. Now, the next thing is start assignment. For me, it shows open mix editor, but you guys will have a start assignment option, or whatever the button is, make sure you open it and start as a teacher's assignment. Don't start as a personal project. Once it opens, you will see the same screen as we had last week. Unless you made some changes and you deleted stuff, that's okay. No need to worry. But this is what I had created last week when we were learning about the transport bar. Now, the first thing I need you to look at is this area over the right. This is known as the assignment brief window. It tells you what we're going to be learning over the next 4 weeks. And if you look at number one, it has a transport bar. That's what we learned last week, the transport bar buttons, right? So right now we don't need to look at the assignment brief. we can turn this whole window, this whole area off. If you look at the bottom, the green color button where my mouse is hovering and it says assignment brief, just click on it and it goes away. Now I have a big screen, so I can keep this open and work here as well. But in case you have a 13-inch, 15-inch laptop or a small 21, 22-inch desktop screen, you don't have enough space to work on and also look at the assignment brief. So you can go ahead and turn it off. And if you need to refer to it anytime again, the bottom right where it says assignment brief, you can turn it on. So just by knowing the names of these different windows, you know when you can turn it on or off. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is learn how to add a track. I already created a track here. Now you guys are going to learn how to add it. If you look at your transport panel, your transport buttons, right below it on the left is add track. You can see my mouse hovering over this area here. Add track, go ahead and click it. Now when you click, you get different options to add as a new track. Instruments, drum machine, voice mic, and all of these. I'm going to choose the first one which says instruments and MIDI, MIDI. It says MIDI on top here. There's also a drum machine here with the MIDI option, but I'm going to use instrument. Now, if you're asking what MIDI is, so MIDI or MIDI is an instruction protocol. It tells your workstation, it tells your computer, your digital audio workstation, what sounds to play and how and when to play them. Okay, so it's just like a sort of instructions you give to your computer about how to do things. So I'm going to go ahead and click on MIDI instruments, and I'm going to talk about MIDI later and how you use MIDI. But for now, this is just what we're going to do. Just skim over the topic. Now, when you add a new instrument, it should say instrument 2, or if you've deleted the track earlier, then it just will say instrument. Let's learn how to rename this track. When you look at the three buttons over here at the right, it's got three buttons. I want you to click on this, and the option that will turn up is rename. You'll get a lot of options here. I just want you to look at the first one, and that one says rename. So I'm going to go and click on rename, and you immediately see that the word instrument 2 is highlighted in blue, which means now you can rename it. I'm going to type the word piano. Okay. Now I can either click outside or I can hit enter. Any one of the two will allow me to change it. If you're using the app or you're using a touch device, maybe the way to set the name will be slightly different. But because we're using a touch, we're not using a touch instrument. We're using a mouse, a pointer. So this is how you do it. You just go to the three buttons here, and when you hit rename, it gives you this option. You type the name piano because that's what the instrument is. How do I know it's piano? If I look at the icon next to the word piano, it shows me the picture of a grand piano. All right. Let's open the advanced functions in this instrument. I'm just going to resize this a little bit. 1 second. Okay. So at the bottom, you'll see the word instrument over here, bottom left, where my mouse is hovering once more. If I turn it on, what you'll notice is that the word piano comes up here. This is known as the instrument window. Okay, this is a tiny window here that opens up, and it gives me all the information I want to know about this instrument. Let me see if I can just hide the menu. Okay, great. This is much better. All right, so once I turn on the instrument window, it gives me the grand piano, a picture of this piano. And on the left, it allows me to see the different instruments that are available to me. Now, for you, the MIDI device will show as no device, but I have a MIDI device already connected. It allows me to directly play and input sounds. And I will show you a MIDI device next class. Let's look at the instrument section on top. So you have the piano, and under if I click on this drop down menu, it gives me a lot more options, a lot more sounds that are available to me. For example, if I want the sound of a guitar, I can click on guitar, and that's the sound of a guitar. Or I can go ahead and click on the sound of let's say strings. Okay, so it gives you the different sounds. So go ahead and play around with the different sounds that are available, no problem. When you finish, just make sure that you go back to piano. All right, so the whole point is that you guys should be exploring the different sounds that are available. You should be playing around with it. And at the bottom, you'll also see these different keyboard shortcuts. So you can use your laptop or your desktop keyboard to trigger these sounds. So if I hit the Z key, for example, on my keyboard, it plays the C note. If I hit X, you see it. So if you don't have a piano or a MIDI device attached, you can easily trigger these sounds from your computer keyboard or from your desktop or your laptop keyboard. Now, once you've finished setting everything up and exploring, you want the instrument window to close. Go back to where it says instrument. You see that it is activated because the green button is on. Click it, the green button goes gray, and the instrument window disappears. Once more, it's on here, click, gone. Okay. So we learned how to turn on the instrument window and turn it off. Now the next thing we're going to learn is the view settings. So go up to view, right on top. It says view, you see my mouse here. And these are the options that I want on. I want snap to grid turned on, so it should already be there. And go to grid size. Now under grid size, it should say 1/4. So if it's smart, no problem, go and choose quarter, 1/4. And next week, when we use the MIDI instrument, we will understand why I have chosen quarter. But anyway, so just make sure that 1/4 is chosen. Now click outside, and that is done. Let's open the MIDI editor window. So once more, where you had instrument, next to that tab, you have effects, and next to that tab, you have MIDI editor. So go ahead and click MIDI editor, and this whole window will open up for you. Because I have a big screen once more, I can see my instrument track and I can see my MIDI editor window as well. But in case the MIDI editor window is covering your instrument track and you need to see it, let's learn how to resize the window. Okay, so resizing is a very important feature, especially in a lot of desktop or laptop applications. So take your mouse cursor and take it to the top of the MIDI editor window, just the edge of it. And you'll see that the mouse cursor changes to this resize icon, up and down. The arrow now shows up and down. If I take it away, you see that it's just a single pointer click arrow. But I take it to the edge of this MIDI editor window and it gives me this up down resize. Not left and right, it won't resize it left or right, just up and down. You can do it anywhere on this MIDI editor window. Just take it to the edge of it, okay? Now, once it changes to this resize icon, you can either use, if you're using a trackpad on your laptop or your mouse, it's on the mouse, it is a left click. On your trackpad, it is a single click and hold, okay? Left click and hold or single click and hold, and then drag up or drag down according to whatever size you want it on. So right now I want to see more of it, so I've taken it up. In case it is too much and it fills up your entire screen and you want to pull it down again, take it to the edge till you see the resize icon, click and hold or left click and hold, and then pull down and resize. Simple. And then let go. And that's how you resize the MIDI editor window. Okay, guys. So we've learned now how to resize that. Now, now that I've resized it, I can also turn it off. And if I want to, turn it back on, it stays the same as the resize option that I've chosen. So it won't go back to its default setting. The last thing we will do today is create a region. Okay, now if you look at my instrument channel, so this is the instrument channel where it says piano, and on the right of it will be all the data that I will input. Okay, so my instrument channel is empty right now. The previous instrument channel that was created earlier already has a region. The new one which says piano, I just created it with you. You guys will also have created it now. It is empty. It has nothing at all. Okay, so we're going to create a region today. It's very simple. You need to right click out in this channel area, not on the left here where it gives you all the information, in the right where all the numbers are. Okay, and click outside just where it says piano, and it gives you the option with create region. So go ahead and so you have to right click here. Sorry, I didn't say that earlier. Right click in this area, it gives you create region. Okay, on your trackpad, maybe you need a two-finger click or something. I don't know, depending on your system, whether it's Mac OS or Windows. But it's a right click, gives you the option to create region. Now, once I create a region, you see that at the bottom in my MIDI editor window, it shows me this blue region as well. And beyond that, everything is darker. Whereas wherever the blue region fits, it's a little grayer. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and delete my region and see it disappears from my MIDI editor as well. So whatever changes you make in the instrument channel, you will also see it in the MIDI editor window. Let's go ahead and create the region once more. And you have the same thing down at the bottom. Okay, so let's resize that's the last thing I guess we will do today is resize the region, the MIDI region. Now you can't resize it from down here. So there are two icons in your region at the edge of your region. You have one with this sort of arrow, and then you have one with this arrow pointing inwards. This one is like a circular arrow on top. So I want the bottom icon. You need to take your mouse cursor to the bottom icon, and you will see a left right resize. Immediately your pointer turns to the left and right resize option. Make sure you click and hold all on your mouse, left click and hold, and then drag it to resize it. Okay, so if you want to shorten it, you can shorten it, but make sure to hold it. Now I need 5 bars, so that's 1 2 3 4 5, and just before the number 6 starts, I resize. I take my MIDI region to write that number 6, and immediately as I resize, you see in the MIDI editor window, it shows me the same thing. I'm going to do it once more. I'm going to resize it, and you see in the MIDI editor window as well, if I shorten it, it gets shortened down here too. And that's all we're going to learn for today. Now on top you have two options: publish or submit assignment, and save draft. Just make sure you do not hit publish or send the assignment to me. You have to wait for 4 weeks. We're going to be using this one project for 4 weeks. You can just hit save. I'm not going to hit save because if I save it, then all your assignment information will be reset. Uh, just go ahead and make sure that you save it, and then you click on exit. Exit is the top left option here, right on top. Once you hit exit, you can then exit it. Now you can come back to this project every day and practice, and that's what I want you guys to do. Don't only do it once or twice a week when you see me for class. Go ahead and play around and explore the different effects. You can always exit and not save. That way your project will be reset. So if I exit and I hit don't save, and the next time I open up the project again, you see any of the changes I made have disappeared once more. So those changes are not there. So don't worry about you'll spoil something, or you'll break it, or the settings will change. It won't happen that way. Just make sure whatever you do, you don't save it in case you don't want to save it, and just exit, and it will be reset back to its default state. In case you don't have the same options as I do, make sure that before next class you do exactly whatever's there in this video. So for next class, I need a new track which is called piano. So make sure that before class starts, you open it up, you rename the track, you call it piano. Make sure guys that you have your view settings to snap to grid and 1/4, and then create a region and resize it to number 5 just before number 6. Once you have reached this much, we can start class next week. So this is the bare minimum that you need to do before class starts. So guys, make sure that this much is ready for next class. So don't start class if this is not ready. Okay, watch this video, do this, and then join the Zoom class so that we can start it. Because we will continue from this point onwards. What do we do after the MIDI region has been created? All right. So that's all I've got for today. I'm going to exit without saving. You guys can save it. Remember not to publish it. And as much as possible, come back to your assignment and keep practicing. The more you practice, the faster you will be able to access the different functions that are available to you. Okay, guys, thank you so much. And I will see you for the next class.